You are now checked in to Stand Up New York Labs. Oh, yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tuesdays with Stories. This episode is brought to you by Harry's Shaving. We got a big deal, everybody. A lot of you are already loyal Harry's customers, as you know, as we know. Go to harrys.com. They're offering a Christmas holiday special called the Winter Winston Special, and they're $5 off to you customers that are already loyal Harry's customers. Even if you've already been shopping at Harry's for 20 years, you can type in the promo code
Tuesdays Holiday
to get your $5 off the Winter Winston Special, and this makes a hell of a gift. Harrys.com, promo code
Tuesdays Holiday
for the Winter Winston deal. That's returning customers as well. $5 off. Great gift. And that's it.
I love this thing. I use it every day. I look at this cheek.
It's a hell of a cheek.
Is that a cheek?
Smooth as a baby's bottom, which you can also shave.
Yes,
with Harry's.
That's right. That's how good the razors are. You won't even cut a child.
And no joking around. Mark, I call him Harry.
That's how good the razor is. My new name's Harry.
He used it so much. Harry Norman, not Harry, because it's shaved off. Harry Norman, Harrys.com. $5 off the Winter Winston Special. Hey, Mark, fake banter for the intro.
That's all I know how to do.
Great.
Good to be here.
Welcome to Tuesdays with
Stories.
Hit her in the face with a surfboard.
And then the duck fell out of his bag.
Surf's up. And she didn't even flush.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Mark Norman and Joe List.
Yeah! This is Tuesdays with Stories, everybody.
No. That's terrible.
This is supposed to be cheesy.
My radio is spitting at me.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tuesdays with Stories. I'm Joe List, and here comes
Mark Norman, everybody.
Mark just came rushing in with a couple of bottles of water because they won't give us fucking water in here, these motherfuckers.
I know. Every time they go, you guys want water? We never not want water.
We're kidding, of course. We're happy to be here. And I'll tell you, where is here, you might be wondering. Here is one of the premier comedy clubs in New York City, which means the world. Stand Up New York, 78th and Broadway.
Oh, yeah.
Come on out if you're in the city. It's a hell of a club. It's a little nippy in here right now.
A little bit.
I just put my hoodie back on.
I like it nip. You don't like a nip?
I don't mind a nip, but I'd rather be warm.
I think I'd rather be a nip than warm.
That's crazy.
The nip, it lights me up. It energizes me.
Light me up that cigarette and I'll get warm on my feet.
I mean, think about it. You wouldn't want a pool to be warm.
What? Of course you would. That's what you want.
You want a little coolness in the pool, right?
That's insane. That's completely opposite.
I'm not a polar bear in the polar bear club, but you want to jump in that pool and get a bit of a zap.
Yeah, but you get a zap naturally because there's a difference in temperature, but everyone wants a warm pool. The pool's warm. Come on in. The water's warm. It's a thing.
I thought it was the water's just fine.
Well, it could be just fine, but just fine is another word for warm. It's a euphemism. Euphemism. I used to get euphemism and euthanasia mixed up.
Oh, that'll get you in trouble.
It certainly will.
There should be a euphemism for euthanasia.
It's called killing a baby.
There it is.
That's what euphemism is. That's what euthanasia is. That's killing an animal.
Oh, is it an animal?
I think so.
I think it's killing an Asian.
Or a person. Maggie McDonald is a funny comic who's, I think, from Texas, but lived in Boston for a long time. She had a great joke she's a veterinarian. She had a joke about euthanasia. And she tells this woman that, about euthanasia, and the woman goes, well, are there any side effects? And Maggie goes, well, just one, but it's a doozy. You don't like it?
I like it.
Oh, boy, it felt like someone deflated you.
Deflated me with laughter.
You hated it.
I liked it.
Well, it wasn't mine.
I felt like you didn't deliver it with all the zest you could have.
I know, because I could feel your vibe.
I was on the edge of my seat.
It felt like I was in a cool pool and you were in a warm pool. We had to switch pools.
The joke was just fine.
Aha!
There we go.
Well, it's good to see you there, pal.
Yeah, you're good to be here.
Long time no see.
I'll tell you, it's New York City. The holiday spirit is in the air.
Is it?
I saw the old bum weirdo Santa guy ringing the bell.
They're not bums, they're volunteers.
This guy was clearly a hobo.
Some of them are kind of bummy.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say.
Anybody ask for change is a bum in my book.
There's that Republican mindset again.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, boy.
I've asked for change all day.
Yeah, you do. Now, do you still occasionally, I remember one time, this is the hardest I've ever laughed in my life, occasionally you'll bust a table just to eat the people's leftovers.
Oh, that tradition is not dead yet. I did it last night.
I saw you do that hot soup. I've never laughed so hard in my life.
Well, these people, they order buffalo wings. They get a 12 plate. They eat 9 of them, and then they get it thrown out. I'm like, well, there's three wings here.
Yeah, you're doing the Lord's work.
Yeah.
My favorite part is that, you weren't even dressed in black or anything. You're wearing like a hoop-farted t-shirt. and then you're on the show. You go up. You're like, are you guys all done with these? And like one girl's like, oh yeah, thank you, and bring us another round of Bud Lights. But some other guy was on to you. He's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on here?
He caught me.
And then you're like, here's the next comic. And you got buffalo sauce in the corners of your lips. That's hilarious.
That trick has never not worked.
Classic. Well, it depends on what you mean by not work. Some people think you're a bum. They think you're collecting change.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'll go back to a buffalo wing bone and nibble a little bit off if I see you leave some.
Wow.
Not a stranger, but a friend.
Well, yeah, you and I mean, we've kissed on the lips anyway,
That's
so what difference
true.
does it make?
Yeah. Have we?
A couple times.
What?
But only after you've shaved with Harrys.com, Harrys. Leave that apostrophe off for savings.
Yeah, you don't want to kiss this crumb duster.
I think that's a gay term.
It's gotta be.
He's a real crumb duster.
Well, when you're eating that ass, you don't want crumbs.
I would love to eat an ass. My girlfriend just won't let me.
Is that right?
Yeah, she says that's where the poop comes from. But I don't know. I don't think so.
So what? Food turns into poop. You still eat food.
Oh, that's a stretch.
I don't know if that's a bit of a stretch. And I'll tell you what I like to do is stretch out a labia.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, open those curtains.
Now, which part is the labia?
The lips.
Oh, okay. I love the lips.
Yeah, the two, the majora and the minora.
How come you never hear about this? Don't you like the menorah?
Yes.
How come you never hear about lipstick on the vagina lips? Could that be something?
Ooh.
That could be something.
Boy, I like where your head's at.
I just invent something?
I think it'd have to be a thin tube.
There's some thick lips out there.
Oh yeah, but that's a good point. But boy, I really like what you're thinking.
Yeah, lipstick on the vagina. Vagina lipstick.
And if you queef, it looks like a burp.
The man's ear.
The bro, I say.
What do we call the vagina lipstick besides vagina lipstick?
Oh, that's how about a cunt stick?
That's a dildo.
Oh, good point. That's a good point. Geez, that's a good question here. Let's see. Lipstick.
Lipstick.
Labia stick.
Maybe balm? Should we put balm on there?
Bomb's not, but it's not really a bomb.
But we make it a balm. We make it a balm.
Okay.
Atomic balm.
Well, what if you have an STD? Then it could work as a bomb and a lipstick.
Who told you to put the balm on?
Who told you to put the bomb on? Yeah.
I'm laughing too hard. We're having too much fun here.
Well, you know what's funny is a little fourth wall coming down here is we had Ryan Hamilton in, and we just we're doing another one right after, and I think him being gone is we finally feel like we can be dirty again.
Yeah. We try to keep it clean around the hammy.
Yeah, he's such a gentleman, you know.
He's a real gentleman. So, cunt, stick, fuck, lips, ass, shit.
Yes. Vagina lipstick could be the episode title, but who knows?
Yeah, you never know. You never know. We should have people write in to pick a No, that doesn't make sense because they haven't
that's
heard
right.
it yet.
That's right, yeah.
But speaking of balm, I got to get into this. Mark,
yeah.
you might be able to see from where you're sitting, I'm not wearing a shoe, and my pant leg is rolled up. Do you notice?
I saw.
Oh,
I see.
You rubbed against the microphone. It sounded like there was a strong wind coming in.
Oh.
Yeah, I got my shoe off right now, my sock rolled down, and my pant leg rolled up because I have a 2nd-degree burn on my foot/ankle.
So wait, is first degree worse than second?
Third is worst.
Third is worse.
First
Okay.
is I got some 1st-degree burns as well. So I
Ah.
can show you a little thing here. I got 1st-degree burns. A 2nd-degree burn gets through the layer of skin into that. That's why it's bright red here.
Ah.
3rd degree is down to the bone.
Wow.
I saw. Don't Google image 3rd-degree burns if you have a weak pussy.
So you want your pool to be a first degree warm?
No, well that's a burn, Mark.
Oh, right.
I want it to be a 0-degree.
Okay, well let me ask you this: 1st-degree murder, I think, is worse than 2nd-degree.
Yes, it's
Okay.
reverse.
Boy, that is confusing.
If you kill someone by giving them 3rd-degree burns, it's 1st-degree murder.
Whoa.
But I think the planning has to do with the degrees in murder.
Aha.
It's not like a stab is 1st-degree
Right.
and a fart in their nose is a 2nd degree.
I see.
I don't think you can kill someone that way. But
I don't know. I've had hummus.
Oh, yeah. Terrorist peanut butter, as David Tell calls it.
Oh, how funny is that?
Too funny. But anyways, I got this big burn. Here's what happened, Mark. I arrived in Minneapolis last weekend.
Beautiful town.
Great city. You know, they have a gang problem there.
Is that right?
Yeah. Speaking of which, that's the only place I've ever had sex with an African-American woman.
Ooh.
And she was African, actually from Africa.
Oh, wow.
It was very, very exciting. I think I've talked about it before.
Yes, were there drums pounding? I pictured drums going off the whole time. Yeah.
All right.
Also, when you fucked her, did it start raining?
No, that's Native American.
Ah,
Yeah.
right.
We get mixed up sometimes.
Sorry.
We're both guilty of it.
We don't see color.
Nope. Anyways, the whole studio is black and white here.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I get there, and another African is involved. It's a big African community in Minneapolis, I've found.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So anyways, I get there. I'm all excited because I'm opening for Gary Gulman on the It's About Time tour.
Big tour.
And I think we have a date this weekend at Bowery Ballroom in New York City, but I believe it's already sold out, so
I wonder if I can sneak in.
I bet you can sneak.
I'm going to sneak.
Andy Sanford is on the show as well.
Hosting?
I think he's hosting.
Oh, it's a good get. It's a good get.
Yeah, hell of a get. Boy,
For him.
He's so funny.
He's a funny guy, yeah.
He has a great joke. He goes, I think I'm done with Netflix. Literally, I'm done. I've seen everything on Netflix.
He's underrated, I'd say.
Oh, yeah, he's terrific. Atlanta guy. Anyways, Andy Sanford, check him out. But anyway, so I get in the cab. I'm all excited. I can't wait to go see Gary. I had a hot night the night before. We're doing Minneapolis, the Turf Club, which is a rock club. He's doing a few alt venues.
I like it.
It's a really cool, it's actually in St. Paul, but we're staying in Minneapolis. Nice hotel. He's putting me up to these great hotels. He's so generous,
Yeah.
Gary Gulman, and so good at comedy. So I get there. I can't wait to see him. I hop in the cab. I get my Venti Zen tea. Venti hot Zen tea. I drink it all the time. We're both drinking out of the cups from the Zen. I'm back on the horse. I get the cab driver. I get the cab. Nice guy. Hello, where are you going? I can't do accents, but he's African.
right.
Very, very dark, thick accent. So I get in the cab, and I have a big thing with oversteeping. I never want to oversteep the tea. You should steep 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
And here's what they do at Starbucks. When you order a large, they give you 2 bags.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't really make sense because it's only 4 more ounces than a medium, which you get 1 bag.
Interesting.
They're giving you twice as much tea for only 4 more ounces. Doesn't really add up mathematically.
No.
So they give me 2 bags. So then that immediately oversteeps because it's too much tea. So I get in the cab. I put it between my feet to hold it in place.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to teabag my tea, which is just very ignorant. Very
Uh-huh.
dumb. We back up. He stops short. The whole cup falls, pours 16 ounces boiling tea onto my foot and ankle. I'm wearing a sock and a shoe. Here's where I get
Oh, my
really,
God.
really dumb. So you ever get like a little drip of hot water on your hand? You go, ooh,
Yes.
and you rush it off and you go, ooh.
Oh, yeah.
That hurts. It's invigorating.
Yes.
And it stings, but it's just a second. So that's, for some reason, that's what I thought would happen on my ankle. But here's what
Uh-huh.
I learned, Mark.
Uh-huh.
16 ounces of water hurts a lot more than 1/4 of an ounce of water.
Yes. Because it stays there.
It multiplies.
There's a lot of it.
And like an idiot, I think when the tea comes out of the cup, it opens up, it gets some air, so it cools down.
Uh-huh.
So in my mind, I spilt the whole tea. My immediate thought was, shit, I just lost $3. I was excited about that tea.
Right.
I don't even put together that you can possibly burn a layer of skin off with water.
Well, because you have clothing on.
Yes, I didn't think water. I thought if I dumped it on my head, I'd just go, and it would hurt. You know what I mean? I really
Right.
didn't think. So I just sat there and let 16 ounces of water just marinate into my skin.
Oh.
And the whole time I was going Zen. I went Thich Nhat Hanh. I was like, just breathe and the
Yeah.
pain will subside shortly.
Right.
And I was sitting there like, this is not subsiding at all.
Yes.
And meanwhile, this 150-degree water is just fucking boiling into my skin.
Oh.
And I'm like, this fucking hurts.
You just
Ow.
took it?
I just sat there and let it sink.
Oh,
When
my
I should have
God.
ripped my shoe off and thrown it out the window and taken the sock off
Right.
and fucking dried it, but I didn't. I just sat there. And the cab driver, I think he thought he was going to get deported because he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. What do I do? I pull over. He's like, he gave me, I have to admit, I was very racist, not racist, but prejudiced here.
Uh-huh.
He gave me room temperature water. He had a bottle of water. He's like, take this, pour it over the burn, pour it over. And I was like, well, I don't know. This guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah.
He's African. He's a cab driver. What the hell does he know? And then later I Googled it. That's exactly what you're supposed to do, is immediately flush it with cool water.
Right.
And I just ignored him because I'm like, what does that makes the foot fall off? This guy's an idiot. He doesn't know.
I mean, if anybody knows about, sorcery and
I know.
whatever you call it, witch doctory, it's an African.
I know. Tribal
Yes,
cures. He probably
yes.
could have licked it and made it better or whatever.
Maybe we'll say that he, you judged him as a lowly cab driver, not by the color of his skin.
Well, it wasn't color of his skin. It was
was
he's
foreign.
foreign. So I
Foreign.
thought they don't know about medicine, but
Aha.
he's out there in the fucking jungle or whatever.
Of course.
Oh, we're gonna catch heat for this, I'm sure.
Oh, the phones are lighting up.
But I just thought, but it's not that actually. I got to be honest. We're playing this. If he was any guy, if he was a white man, I would have been like, I'm skeptical of a
Right.
cab driver giving me medical advice.
Yes.
But there's some things if you do, it makes it worse. If you put an ice cube on it, that's bad.
That's bad.
So I didn't know what to do, so I had to Google it, and then of course I found out he was right. I should have done it immediately, but it took. I really just thought it was gonna kind of be like ooh and red for a while,
Yeah.
and then slowly it blistered up and opened up, and as you can see, I'll post pictures when the episode comes out. It is nasty.
Oh,
I mean,
I've
it
seen
is
it.
raw and open and
Yeah.
red and bleeding and pussing, and I don't have insurance. I can't go to the doctor because of this wacky country. I can't afford to go. So I gotta go. I just sit there. I go to the hotel. I text Gary. I'm like, my foot is fucking on fire. I got a 2nd-degree burn here. I texted both my uncles are firefighters and paramedics, and they're like, that's a serious burn. That's gonna suck.
Yeah.
I get to the hotel. I'm like limping up, and of course the guy, another foreign guy, takes forever checking me in. He's like, okay, did you find everything you need? And
Oh, boy.
here's the Wi-Fi. And it felt like Dumb and Dumber. Remember when his foot's on fire and he's trying to get the phone number? He's like,
yeah.
just give me the damn number. That's how I felt. I'm like, just give me the fucking key.
Yeah.
I'm on fucking fire, man. I'm limping around. Finally get to the hotel. I just run the bathtub. I'm sitting under there like, I got a picture of that too. I'm calling my mother. My instinct is still always to call my mother.
Interesting.
And I'm like, I got burned. She's like, I don't know what the. She's like, call Dale. I don't know what the fuck.
Wow.
So I call my uncle, and he's like, yeah. And my uncle has that Boston sarcasm. What were you doing that for? That wasn't very smart. Well, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt for a while. And you're like, just fucking help me. I'm bleeding out of my foot. I have a 2nd-degree burn.
Yeah.
Popular degree.
Yes.
By the way, it should be called a 150-degree burn.
Good point.
You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
I got some piping hot water here.
Secondary sounds cold.
Yeah, it sounds like my foot's gonna freeze off.
Right.
So I call him. I go and get the. Minnesota Nice. You familiar with that terminology?
No.
It's a thing, that Minnesota Nice. They're legendary for being nice people. I call the front desk, and I'm like, do you have any gauze or a first aid kit? They send up 2 security guys. They look like 2 Coen Brothers characters. The uniform together matching, both mustaches, balding. They're like, hello, sir. Well, welcome. And
Wow.
they both had all this gauze. They had this burn cream, but it says not to put the cream on there. Who told you to put the balm on?
You got to say it.
So they got to. They gave me all this stuff, and they're like, "Please help." These guys are just hotel security.
Wow.
And you could feel they were really concerned.
I love it.
It was really sweet.
Even the cat, like in New York, if you'd done that, he'd been like, my back seat.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't. The cab driver was so nice.
Yeah.
I want to get this message of nicety out there in Minnesota, and people really care about each other. When shit goes down, I think that's when we find out the real people are really good people.
Yes.
Particularly out there. And the cab driver, you could tell he's like, I'm so sorry. What can I do? And I was like, it's not your fault. It's completely my fault. I'm not suing. Don't worry.
Right.
I'm an idiot. And so basically that's it. But I got this thing now, and it takes like 3 weeks to heal. It's brutal. And then you got to cover it. So you got the gauze on there. And every step it pulls on there because it sticks to it's like an open blister.
Yeah,
And I gotta
exactly.
peel it off. It hurts.
I had the same. I cut my forearm on a cement wall when I was skateboarding as a kid. I had this big, like dildo-shaped gash in my forearm, and I put gauze on it, and the gauze would heal into it.
Yeah.
So you have to pull the gauze off every 2 days. It was brutal.
It hurts.
Yeah.
Funny gash, word for vagina.
Redundant. Yeah, I still have a scar.
Wow. Yeah, I think I'm going to have a scar here, but it sucks. So I'm limping around, and then we had to go do the shows, and Gary was like, I'll get someone else. Don't worry about the show. And I was like, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I should just
Wow.
lay here and keep it open because you're not supposed to cover it. And then you have that moment, that thought of someone. It's called like Wally Pipp's complex. You know Wally Pipp?
No, I like the name.
He played first base for the Yankees.
Aha.
Sat a game out. Lou Gehrig played in his place, then played 2,130 games in a row.
And the other guy was out?
He was out, he never played again.
Oh, my God.
Wally Pipp's complex, the fear of being replaced.
I had that with Schumer.
Aha.
But
Yes.
who are they going to, a local guy?
They're going to get a local girl, I think, that Gary's friends with. And then I was like, you know what? I want to see the club. It's an
Yes.
all venue. It's hot. It's sold out. And I was
Good
like, what
for
am I
you.
talking about?
Good for you.
It was like a 3-minute thing where I was like, yeah, get someone else. I don't want to walk on this. I'm hurt. I'm bleeding.
Yeah,
And then I'm like, what are you, crazy? Yeah, that's topsy-turvy.
right.
So I went and got some gauze and I fucking taped it on there and gutted. I felt like Willis Reed,
Aha.
basketball player.
Aha.
Play with a broken ankle.
Lou Gehrig took his spot?
Exactly.
Yes.
I don't think Gehrig would have been able to guard him real well
Well, he hated their kind.
because he's dead.
Oh, right.
He's dead, and I don't know if he was racist.
Oh, maybe who am I
Probably.
thinking of?
Ty Cobb.
Ty Cobb.
He really hated him.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
He had that, Bulger has a great Ty
Yeah,
Cobb
yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Racist to the point of insanity.
Right. Oh, wow. I love that the suing never crossed your mind. I love that. You know, you
No,
hear about the
yeah.
hot coffee and all that shit.
It's very but that woman that happened to, that she got seriously hurt. Did you see that movie?
No.
She actually was only suing for the medical costs.
Ah.
And she had some, I think, 3rd-degree burns, and McDonald's had backlogged thousands of complaints about the hot coffee being too hot.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so they were in deep shit, and so they kind of get made fun of, including on Seinfeld. But that woman, and she spilled it all over her genitals and her inner thighs, and she was like 70 years old, so her skin was really tender or whatever. They show the pictures. It's crazy.
Oh, I did not know that.
And people kind of acted like she was exploiting McDonald's or
Right.
whatever, but I'm sure McDonald's was happy to let that happen too. But no, they were completely liable for serving coffee that was way too hot. It was like over the law's limit of how hot coffee can be.
yeah.
And like I said, they ignored thousands of complaints. And she was only suing to pay the medical bills because, again, it's hard to pay medical
Yeah,
bills in
yeah.
this country here.
And she's 70.
So, yeah, it was a real nightmare. But it's funny when you learn a lesson in life that you should have already known. I'm like, all right, from now on, I'm going to be careful with boiling water
Right.
around my extremities.
Yeah, I'm not going to hold it between my knees.
Yeah, just an idiot. So now I'm very nervous, but I'm back on the horse drinking the tea. But it's a weapon. I mean, that you could really fucking kill somebody.
Yeah,
You got that
wow.
in your eye. And how about this? The next day, speaking of eyes, my dad is working on my porch. There's a leak on the porch at my parents' house. He's fixing it or whatever, killing the mold, spills bleach into his eyeball.
Oh, the money shot.
Back-to-back days. My poor mother. I got boiling hot water on my ankle. My dad gets bleach in his eye.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, he had to go. He said it was the most painful experience of his life. He's got to make sure it's not permanent or whatever. Bad week for the lists.
Is he okay?
I think he's okay, but he's going back to the doctor today to find out if there's permanent retina damage or whatever.
You know, it's moments like that where you wish you wore glasses.
He wears glasses, but I think it went down the front. It had safety glasses, but I don't know what he's doing. He's got bleach over his head. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, that's rough.
But both of them, as explained, you're like, people just go, you're a moron.
Right.
This is what happens. Smart people, they fuck up sometimes, you know?
Well, also, you got to remember all the millions of times I tried weird, crazy shit and it worked out.
Right.
No one ever recounts that.
Yeah, I mean, I've taken tea bags out a million times. You take it out, you put it down, you put the cover back on, boom, you're off. But
I've seen you do it.
be careful with the tea, because I got an open wound here, and it sucks.
Yeah.
But,
Boy. I try to never drink extremely hot or extremely cold beverages.
Aha.
I don't like ice. I'm against ice.
But you never can get an extremely cold, because it would just freeze.
I guess that's true.
It can be very cold.
A slushy.
Mm-hmm.
But
That is extreme.
yeah, I do a cocktail with some ice, but these people, they get a Coke, it's all ice. You
I
take
love it,
four
though.
sips. 4 sips, it's gone.
Oh, yeah. Well, I like to have a glass of ice and then buy a regular-sized Coke in a bottle.
Yes.
That way you get the same amount.
That I get.
You don't like crushed ice?
Oh, that is not so shabby.
Huh? A fountain soda with crushed ice?
All right, I stand correct.
That's the American dream.
Yeah, that
you'll
is good
stand
times.
correct, son.
Especially when that ice, you can crush it with your teeth. It's kind of soft almost.
Yes, I love crushed ice. How about these
Yeah.
people that have the refrigerators with a Christ ice machine in there?
Oh, the Christ ice. I know. That's,
Christ ice.
That's it. Should be. It's from God.
Christ ice.
Aha.
Are you looking to buy some Christmas gifts for some men in your family? I highly recommend Harry's.com for the Winston Winter Deal. $5 off by using the promo code
Tuesday's Holiday.
It makes a great gift for any man in your family who
Yes.
needs a good shave. Mark Norman uses it.
And I love this product. It's metal made in Germany. and it's just top notch, good stuff. The foam is really it tingles. It tingles. The facial foam.
The foam is lighting up.
And I'll tell you this, I've said it before. After you shave with this, it feels like your face brushed his teeth.
Aha! I like that.
Tingly, effervescent, just a good feel. And your lady comes up and rubs it just like the commercial. Oh yeah, and you get $5 off, and it comes a whole box set: the gel, the foam, the lotion, and the razors and the handle.
All you gotta do is go to Harry's, HARRYS. Leave the apostrophe off for savings.
Yes.
Harrys.com.
Shave it away.
But anyway, then the shows were great though. St. Paul, we did 2 shows with the limp and all, but they were great.
Now,
Had some fans come out.
Do you mention the limp?
Oh yeah, I did. I riffed on it. I was like, because I have that bit about how people say hot tea is relaxing.
Oh, right.
It's not relaxing. Spilling it on your ankle.
Right.
And it was kind of nice. You get a little sympathy too. You're like, by the way, I'm doing the show with a 2nd-degree burn. People are like, oh fuck. And of course, you get the people going, "Hey, was that did that really happen? You really got?" No, I just made up a 2nd-degree burn for no real punchline.
Right.
But then we did St. Paul. The next day we went to Chicago, and boy, what a city! We talked about it last week. We did Lincoln Hall, which is a heck of a venue. We should try to go do some of these alt venues together.
I would love to.
We'll do a co-headline / podcast.
Yes,
at these rock clubs.
It's a great idea.
Lincoln Hall is awesome. It's a brand new rock club in Chicago, and I got in a little trouble with the goal.
Uh-oh.
Went a little short in my time.
Oh, boy.
I was supposed to do 10. I did 8, and he wasn't ready. He was upstairs drinking coffee or saying his prayers and doing push-ups. And he's like, "What the hell are you doing? You go short." And I was like, "I didn't know."
Huh.
You got
I stopped
upset.
short.
Oh, I stopped short.
Oh, man.
So he got upset, but the show ended up being great, and I love Chicago.
Yeah. Now, who's booking these gigs? Because I thought he'd be going in the clubs or little theaters.
I think he's got an agent. I don't know, some guy he's working with. I think he's like a rock agent.
I love a rock club. There's nothing better.
I like these alt venues because a lot of these comedy clubs, they're very corporatized.
Right,
and they
right.
don't sell the tickets and the business, and they're in malls, so it's fun to go to these clubs and get fans to come out.
And you go to these clubs, they're like, oh, Jethro Tull was here 2 years ago, and Bob Dylan played here in the 40s and all that. I love that shit.
Now, I feel like I'm monopolizing here. I got some more stuff, but we'll get into it later. What have you been up to, pal?
Well, I've been all over. I want to give a shout out to Texas. We just did a Texas run. Did Dallas on Thursday, then drove to Austin on Friday, then we drove to Houston on Saturday. All great, 3,000 people each one. But I got to shout out to Austin. You guys were amazing. The Bass Music Hall, I believe, Bass Concert Hall on the UT campus. One of the best shows I've ever done in my entire life.
Wow.
Just the hottest crowd. They got everything, every reference, every subtle joke that no one else gets, they got. I love that city. It's the smartest people, and they're so progressive. Like, you know, you go to these theaters, it's always these, like, big mooks, you know, working the curtain and everything and the sound. It was all chicks.
Wow.
It was all chicks with tattoos and piercings, because it's like, hey, women can do stuff too, but, you know? So it's just a cool place, and then we went out after. We went to the Elephant Room, went to a jazz club. It was all fulled up, but they saw, hey, Schumer's in town. They got her a table.
Wow.
We sat at the band table. They let us sit there, and then when the band took a break, they sat and talked to us.
Wow.
And they were like, this is a tough room. Like, you guys say tough room too. It was great.
Yeah, I always wonder about music being like, that was a weird crowd tonight.
Yeah, and I was like, you guys were killing. They're like, nah, they're tough. This is a weird room. And I'm like, oh my God, that was awesome.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there was a restaurant above the Elephant Room called Swift's Attic.
Ooh.
And we heard that was good grub, so we went up there and brought the food down, ate it while listening to jazz. And it was just a great time.
Boy,
great
that's
night.
living. When you get that fan base, and
Yes.
people that come out, which we're working on, we got it happening. We appreciate it. Very grateful. When you get it by the thousands, that's when you really get yourself a good life.
Well, we were talking about it because I kept saying, you got to watch the Burr episode of Comedians in Cars. You got to watch the Burr. And she finally watched it, and she's like, he's so right. This is the best spot to be in. I don't want to be bigger than this.
Right.
She's like, I'm selling out theaters. I can still walk around in public a little bit. This is perfect.
Right. And then you're really under the radar, and then people start really criticizing and the whole
Right.
thing, and you're getting recognized, and your life becomes unprivate or
Exactly.
whatever. You're in the tabloid business and all that shit.
Yeah, and then so we wake up in Austin, we drive to Houston the next day, 2.5-hour drive, not too shabby, took a nap. We get to Houston, we do the show, great show at the Bayou Music Center, something like that. 4,000 people, pretty wild. And then we go back to her room at the Four Seasons. We get room service. We watch The Banger Sisters.
What's the Banger Sisters?
It's this terrible movie with Goldie Hawn. And we just laughed all night, like, look how stupid this is. Drinking wine, room service wine, having a great time. And then we watch SNL. 2 comics. Oh, there's Pete Davidson. There's Che. There's Colin Jost. We know all these people.
It's interesting because SNL now is all seller comics.
Pretty
Leslie
much.
Jones, Colin Jost, Michael Che, Pete Davidson.
Right.
It's interesting.
That's a good point, yes.
It's weird that we've become old enough and long enough in the business that everyone on Saturday Night Live is buddies or acquaintances of ours.
That's so true, yeah.
Oh, interesting. Boy, you and Schumer should just marry each other.
No.
Don't you think you should have sex? You're in the hotel, you're having fun.
It never comes. We're good buds.
It's like Jerry and Elaine. You're like, you guys are right in front of each other. Just marry.
It's like Jerry and Lena. Is it Lena? Hey, we never had an awkward pause.
Oh, yeah.
There's no awkward pauses.
Oh, yeah. Nina.
Yes. Yeah, there you go.
I knew Alina.
Oh, yeah?
Not Lena Dunham, but a different Lena.
I knew a Lena as well, black chick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mine were both white.
Real cute.
I used to call her Leaner with the Boston accent.
Lena, yeah.
Yeah,
I got an
real
idea.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, real quick, I'll say this. Wednesday night, I'm at the Cellar. I think you might have been there and you left, but I hung out there all night. I got a real problem. I can't leave that place. I hung out there. After you left, I stayed like another hour.
Well, you live in the neighborhood. It's hard to go. I would stay there all night, too, if I didn't have an hour train ride home.
All right, I needed that. So I'm hanging out. Old guy shows up. He's wearing a Bunny Ranch hat, white ponytail, glasses, goatee.
Uh-huh.
I'm sitting there talking to Maureen, your old manager.
Maureen Tarrant.
Yes, it's Maureen, Tom Rhodes, me, Shang Wang, and somebody else. We're all talking. So this guy's at the bar, Bunny Ranch hat, kind of a sketchy looking dude. He keeps looking over at us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what is up with this guy? He orders a whiskey, he's sipping on whiskey, staring at us. I was like, fuck it. He eventually comes, pulls up a chair, very aggressive, sits down and goes, let me tell you what's what. And I'm like, holy shit, who is this guy? And he goes, Bob Zamuda. Put her there. Bob Zamuda.
Wow.
I've read 2 of his books. I can't tell you anybody else who I would ever meet in my life who I've read 2 of their books.
That's amazing.
Like a childhood hero. I was a big Andy Kaufman fan as a kid. And this is Andy Kaufman's right-hand man.
Yeah, writer, too.
Writer.
Yeah.
Tony Clifton, the whole thing.
Paul Giamatti.
Yes.
Played him.
So he just sat down and he just goes right into stories. And they were all amazing.
I bet he's got nothing but stories.
Yeah, and it was just like, there was points of it where you're like, this guy's insane. Then you're like, this guy's annoying. But then you're like, this guy's amazing. It was just a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah.
I could tell a Jim Carrey story if you wanted.
I'd love to hear a Jim Carrey story. What,
All
am I
right.
gay? Of course I want a Jim Carrey story.
So, first of all, Zamuda hates Danny DeVito.
Really?
They hate each other.
They did the movie together.
I know, that's why they hate each other. Because they both were like, I know Andy better. No, I know Andy better because of Taxi.
Why would DeVito think he knows? They're partners and best friends.
Because he was in Taxi. He's like, I was on Taxi with him. I know him well. And plus, DeVito wants to be the center of attention. This is all Zamuda's saying.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, by the way, if I have to choose between DeVito and Zamuda, I'm all DeVito. Are you kidding? Twins and,
twins.
I love twins. Twins, Taxi, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest,
Uh-huh.
Cheers.
Yes.
Well, he's married to Rhea Perlman.
Okay.
He was. I don't think he was on Cheers.
No, I don't
Maybe he
think-
was.
It might have been on one.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Always funny, sunny. But I've never seen the show.
Throw Mama from the Train.
Oh, I love Anything Else, the Woody Allen
yeah.
movie.
Get Shorty.
Get Shorty.
Yeah.
But Twins is really the king. I love Twins.
Oh, Batman Returns.
Oh, yeah, the Penguin.
Yes.
That was weird because they tried to make the Penguin actual part penguin.
Yeah.
Which is a weird thing.
The fingers.
The Penguin is not supposed to be a penguin.
That's a good point.
He's just a guy that dresses like a penguin, I think.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
How
Yeah, that was weird.
hot
But anyway.
was Catwoman back then?
Masturbated to her 1 million times.
That leather, when she licks his face?
Michelle
Woo.
Pfeiffer, she wore the leather, the licking,
Woo.
and that was right when we were coming of age.
Yeah, I was coming, all right.
Yeah, we are into leather now because of that.
Yes.
Pfeiffer, Grease 2.
Ooh, boy, so hot. She kind of fell off.
Well, she turned 78, so of course
Is that what it
she's going to
was?
start to deteriorate a little bit physically.
Well, I'm still down.
She was in Grease 2 in 81.
Whew.
All
All
right.
right, sorry. I was
Harry's.
thinking of her. Spud Bunny. So, what was I saying?
I have no idea.
Oh, Zamuda.
Oh, Jim Carrey.
So, they're announcing, the Variety. We're making an Andy Kaufman biopic,
Uh-huh.
and everybody's like, "Oh my god!" Milos Forman comes on to direct
Cuckoo's Nest.
Cuckoo's Nest and Amadeus. The guy's directed like 3 movies. 2 of them won Best Picture.
Right. Amadeus.
Amadeus.
Us.
Yeah. Rock me. So, everybody wants in this. Like Tom Cruise, all the big name, De Niro. They're like, let me play Andy. And everybody's hitting up Zamuda. Zamuda goes, fuck all of you. I want Nick Cage.
Nick Cage.
At the time, Nick Cage was the best.
But he stinks.
What are you kidding?
Nicolas Cage stinks.
Leaving Las Vegas?
He's good in Leaving Las Vegas. Everybody always goes there. Name the second movie he's
Raising
good in.
Arizona?
He's okay.
What?
He's silly.
Silly's not easy.
All right, name the third one, though. Now you get yourself a drop
Ghost
off.
Rider?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
He stinks. He's an overactor, and he stinks.
Got to be another one, huh?
Raising Arizona is all Coen Brothers. I credit the Coen Brothers.
All
Leaving
right.
Las Vegas, he reached down and was good in that movie.
He was great.
Everything else, he stinks.
Trying to think.
Thanks, Jerry.
Trying to think. Peggy Sue Got Married wasn't bad.
He's in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Moonstruck!
Moonstruck? What the hell is Moonstruck?
With Cher. He's great in that.
Oh, P.U.
Good call.
Come on.
That was the producer chiming in with Moonstruck.
Yeah, Moonstruck.
Go
my
see
eye.
Moonstruck. You'll like it.
Go see it like it's in a theater. I'll go to the diner, Moonstruck, and eat there, maybe.
I have the VHS
maybe.
on me. All right.
Wear around your neck.
Yes. All right. So he wanted Nick Cage. That's all I'm saying.
All right, yeah,
All
go ahead,
right.
Nick
So he
Cage.
says like, I want Nick Cage. I don't care who. I don't care if fucking, Sidney Poitier comes to my door. I'm putting Nick Cage on.
You're having really trouble pronouncing today.
Portier?
I think it's Portier, not Potier.
I thought it was Poitier.
Potier sounds like a Frenchman trying to find a bathroom.
There you go.
Potier. I meant to say Canadian. Well, whatever.
I just spit out his water. All right.
They're all gay to me.
Yes. Okay to me is what
French,
he said.
Canadians, I don't know.
All right. So he wants, I want Nick Cage, goddammit. I'm not taking anyone else. I don't care if Daniel Day-Lewis blows me.
Daniel Day-Lewis, now there's a choice.
There's an actor.
All right.
So Jim Carrey won't leave him alone. Jim
Okay.
Carrey's like, I'm born to play this role. This is my role. I want this role. And all he done was like Ace Ventura and The Mask and stuff like that. So he's like, I don't know. You're a little kooky for me, a little silly.
Right.
A little, too whatever.
Too silly to play Andy Kaufman.
Well, too slapsticky, I guess.
Aha.
So he's like, you're a funny guy, but So Jim Carrey goes, just come to my house. And this is when he told me how, he's like, you wonder how these guys make it. Jim Carrey's a talented guy, but he's more business than show, he said, which I thought was
Aha.
interesting. He's all business. He's like 80% business, and then the rest is talent.
There's quite a bit of show.
Yeah, that's a good show, but this is the stuff that we don't know how to do.
Right.
By the way. So he's like, come to my house, have a private meeting, tell me no in person, tell me yes in person, just come to my house, it'll be fine. So he's like, all right, I'll go to your house, but it's not looking good, Jim. Just letting you know now, I'm taking Nick Cage. So Jim Carrey's like, whatever. So he comes over to Jim Carrey's house. He said he drove up, giant gate, had to be buzzed in. The gate swings open, huge lawn, fountains,
Yeah.
flowers, the whole thing, drives all the way up, gets to the giant mansion, gigantic, in the middle of whatever, Malibu or Beverly Hills, I don't know. And he gets there. The little girl answers the door. It's like I don't know, a little girl, but she's like a woman. She goes, hey, he's in the private theater. He's waiting for you. Mm-hmm. So he goes, geez, all right. And the whole time he's going, say no, don't accept anything, don't say yes, yada, yada. So he gets to the private theater. There's a box office, and the little monkey goes, all right, here's your ticket. He sits down. He sits in the theater. He's the only guy in the theater. Jim Carrey comes up, and he goes, tickets, please. And he's like, hey, Jim. He said it was the most terrifying moment of his life. He goes, hey, he hands Jim the ticket. Jim starts tearing it up maniacally and starts laughing. And he's like, what the fuck is going on here? This is this guy's home theater. I'm the only guy here. It's a dark room. Jim Carrey's standing next to me, laughing in my face as he tears up the ticket.
Right.
And he goes, roll him. Listen to this.
All right.
So Jim Carrey contacted Lorne Michaels.
Aha.
He got the original footage of when Andy Kaufman hosted SNL.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes, all right. He memorizes it. He gets the exact outfit. He goes to the SNL soundstage. He shoots it on 70s film.
Wow.
So it's him doing Kaufman on the SNL soundstage.
Right.
And he plays that on the theater, on the screen at his own theater. So Zamuta's like, why are you showing me footage of Andy in the 70s? Like, what does that have to do with? And then he realizes, oh my God, that's Carrey. He gave him the part right there.
Wow.
He
Interesting.
flew to New York to get that.
This is Zamuda or Foreman?
Zamuda.
Aha.
But everybody wanted the gig because Foreman signed on.
Right.
Yeah.
See, the interesting thing to me, though, this is where I would compare. He says he's all business and no show. That's more show to me than business. Business would be like a sit down with a briefcase and go, hey, here's why I think. The show. He made a movie. He shot a shoot. That's all show.
Well, it's show, but it's initiative.
It's businessy. I would say
Yeah.
it's 70-30 show to business.
All right. Well, but I'm just saying we always think, oh, it's all talent, but that's a big part of it.
Right.
You know, like Cameron Diaz did a lot of shit to get in The Mask, I heard. I don't
Right.
know.
He showed him how talented he was. Did you ever hear the Jim Morrison Val Kilmer story?
Please.
That's a classic.
Lay it on me.
Val Kilmer hits up Oliver Stone when he's making The Doors.
Uh-huh.
And Val Kilmer, same thing. Oliver Stone goes, "No, you're not right. You're too much of a star. Everyone will just be saying that's Val Kilmer."
Right.
This might be a urban myth or whatever. What's it called?
That's right.
Okay.
Wives' Tale.
Yes. I was told by a wife.
Okay.
So Val Kilmer touches base with Oliver Stone, and he goes, "I'm going to send you footage. I'll send you 3 videos of Jim Morrison and me, and if you can tell the difference, forget about it."
Wow.
He said, "That's how confident I am in my Jim Morrison." He sends him the videos, gets the part.
Wow.
He sent him 3 videos of Jim Morrison.
Ah, I love it.
Sent them all. That is more business than show.
Well,
Because he didn't do any. He didn't do any
Yeah,
show.
Right.
Jim Carrey put on a show. He put on
Wow.
a literal show for him.
Oh boy.
Now that's a business move.
Now-
Now Oliver Stone goes, "Oh my God, you got the part, baby."
I can't believe he didn't know.
It seems weird.
Yeah.
That's why I think it might be a tale that wives tell.
They look very different.
That's kind of derogatory. Wives tell. That means that they lie. These women are lying.
Well, back in the day, I think they did.
Mm-hmm.
They had to. They were beaten.
Yeah, they probably still lie now, but
Well, have you heard the story of Long Island iced tea?
I have not.
Oh boy, this is a real fun time. We're
This is a
spinning yarns here.
Special episode. We're telling other people's stories.
Yeah, well, the reason it's called a Long Island iced tea is because these housewives on Long Island in the suburbs were bored at home where their husbands are at work, so they would drink a little bit of each liquor. They would pour a little bit in a cup and stir it up so the husbands wouldn't notice. That's why Long Island iced tea is rum, gin, vodka, whiskey, a Coke.
Well, these women had it tough for a long time.
No, they had it real tough.
Boy.
I mean, some would argue they're at home all day drinking. That seems pretty good.
Yeah,
but,
that's not bad. It's like a comedian's life.
Oh yeah, there you go. We just want to live the life of a housewife.
Yeah. Tell some wives' tales.
There you go.
That's
All
what
right,
the show is.
back to Chicago.
Yeah, so I went to Chicago. Well, I want to tell this story. I was in Philadelphia, New York, Philadelphia, Minneapolis, Chicago in 3 days.
Woo-wee.
I was like this tour of great American cities, but I want to make sure I tell this story. And this, I don't know if I can tell this for legal reasons, but I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm pulling a Normand here.
Please.
So
I'm
we had
being
to,
sued, by the way.
is that right?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a lawsuit, but continue.
By who?
Byron Allen.
Oh my God!
I'm joking.
Jesus Christ! Oh my! I almost quit the show right here and now.
You literally went pink a little bit.
I'm all business and no show, or whatever. I'm all show and no bit. Whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah.
What is it? Your business?
Isn't it amazing how little you can do in a day and how much you can do in a day?
How so?
You know, like I've woken up at noon, jerked off for 9 hours, taken 4 shits, watched YouTube, then jerked off again, then texted one person.
The internet
and
must have been out.
well, and then like 2 days go by. Yet you can go to 3 cities in 3 days.
Yeah, and I still masturbated quite a bit.
There you go.
I'll have you know. Ever masturbate right in the Bible? Stick it together?
Ooh, that's a good idea, but no.
I've never done it either, but the phones are lighting up. Oh boy, was that lightning? Anyways, so we got tickets to see Ryan Adams, who's a wonderful musician.
Oh, yeah.
Not Brian Adams.
Thank God.
Also a wonderful musician.
Uh-huh.
Oh, come on, Summer of '69. Please
Is that
forgive
him?
me.
That
Yeah.
was Don Henley.
No, that's Boys of Summer.
Ah.
Similar, but one's gayer. Not gonna say who's who.
All right.
One's Nick Cage and the other one's Jim Carrey.
Got it.
That doesn't make sense. They're both better than Nick Cage.
Ooh.
I am Andy Kaufman.
Wait a minute. Was that Batman?
That was Nick Cage.
Oh, okay.
I can't do impressions.
Apparently.
You heard my African. It sounded like an Irish guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we
Top
got
of the
tickets.
morning to you.
Dump water on it. My boy, I'm from Zaire.
Righto, Governor. I'm an Asian. All right. Continue.
That was French. Anyways, so we go to we got tickets to Ryan Adams. It's me, my lovely girlfriend Sarah Talamash, Jason Cantor, past guest, wonderful friend, and he's got a new dame, a new squeeze, if
Nice.
you will. Where does squeeze come from?
A hug.
Oh, okay. So we go down, we rent a car here in New York because we're gonna drive to Philly. I don't have a car anymore. Which is tough business.
That is tough.
So we rent a car. We go to Enterprise here in Astoria, and Canner used to work there. Nice gal rents us the car. We check it out for damage. Boobly boo. We try to register me as a second driver, but I don't have a credit card. I have no credit. So they go, you can't. So we go, all right, fuck it. I'll just drive anyway.
Yeah.
I drove Sarah's car around in L.A. the whole time. As long as you don't get in an accident, you're fine.
Right.
So we drive down. So this way Jason can drink, and I'll drive home. So we drive down to Philly. Love a road trip. Nothing funner.
Love it.
Nothing funner than comedians in a thing. And this is almost funner because we didn't have a show. We're just going to a show.
Yes.
And I texted you got to get Schumer to do the Tower Theater in Upper Darby, Pennsylvania.
Right.
It's a 3,500-seater. It's from 1927. It's big. It's deep. It goes back. You know, usually the balcony's on top of the mezzanine.
Yes.
And you're looking straight down.
Yes.
This one goes back. It's long. It's a beautiful theater. I've seen Eddie Vedder there a few times. And we go down to Philly. We go to the Museum of Art, the Rocky Steps. I've been to the museum before. Spectacular art museum. The only art museum that's better is the Art Institute in Chicago, which I went to also a couple of days ago. They got Picasso there. They got Monet. It's the one from Ferris Bueller.
Right.
So beautiful. I love going to art museums and just kind of meditating and taking in the painting. It's so lovely.
Now, what makes a museum better than another museum?
Well, the Art Institute in Chicago, they have like an unbelievable collection. They got that. They got the Hopper, you know, the Nighthawks at the diner there. They got that painting is there.
Wow.
They have the one, I forget the American, what's it called, with the Iowa farmhouse with the guy with the pitchfork.
American Gothic.
American Gothic is there. And they have all these Georgia O'Keeffes, and they have the Picasso, the old man playing the guitar. That's there.
Wow.
Then they got that huge one. I forget the guy's name. I'm so bad. But the one that Cameron Fry is staring at in Ferris Bueller. That's huge. They got a ton of Monet. They have just incredible Tibetan and Indian, like Buddha statues and whatnot.
Wow.
They have some incredible modern art. They got the Jackson Pollock, the famous Jackson Pollock, the most famous one. All of that is there. I mean, the building itself is a work of art. Both museums, the building, it's so meta because you're in a work of art and you're looking at art. And then with the Philadelphia, you have Rocky, which is also a brilliant piece of art.
Right.
And so it's all this crazy stuff happening, and it's so beautiful. And so we walk around the Museum of Art, and it's just great. We go over to the concert. The concert gets spicy because Ryan Adams snaps. He's known for being a bit of a cunt. And he's got what's the thing? It's a disease, a complex called
Tourette's?
No, Man's ears or Meniere's disease, I think it's called.
I don't know.
I think it's called that, but supposedly, Meniere's. And supposedly when flashing light is like a trigger, and it makes you dizzy, like it's like an equilibrium thing. It's in your ears, and it makes you fucking crazy. So he's doing the show, and he stops in the middle of the show, and some woman's taking a picture. He goes, hey, you got to put some tape over your camera, because that red light is making me feel like a lightsaber is going through my brain. I hated him when he said that. I was like, oh, you're annoying.
Yeah.
So then, like 20 minutes later, he's in the middle of My Sweet Carolina. Do you know that song?
Oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
He's in the middle of it, and all of a sudden he turns like he's facing the wrong direction, and I'm like, why is he facing off? That's weird.
Yeah.
And then he turns in the middle of this. It's a beautiful ballad, and I love the song. He leans in, he goes, hey, fucking knock it off! He screams. And in the theater, you can just hear him screaming. Everyone's like, that weird feeling where everyone's like, oh my God, this is weird. And he's already disciplined this woman once.
Yeah.
And she was taking like flash photography. Stops the concert. I've never seen this happen before. It was like Axl Rose. It's such a weird thing because everyone's on the edge of their seat listening. Oh my sweet Carolina. Whatever the fuck it is. And he stops. He's like, fucking knock it off. He's like, I told you once. I have a fucking serious inner ear. And he did it like a whiny bitch, too.
Yeah.
He's like, hi, my name's Ryan. I have Meniere's disease. I already talked about it once. And he used the lightsaber line a second time. It feels like there's a lightsaber going through my brain.
He did that
He
voice?
did it twice, yes. And he said, hello, my name is Ryan, and I have Meniere's disease. Like, it was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
And Sarah and I were just cringing because you're like, this is so bad. And he's like, I told you I'd give you goddamn tape to put over the thing. I feel dizzy up here. He's like, I'll end the show. You're literally ruining the show. And it was like such a weird thing where you're like, oh my God, this is embarrassing.
Yeah.
And you're used to comics snapping, but not a musician.
No.
And don't get me wrong, she's a piece of shit too, because
Sure.
he had already been like, hey, this fucks me up, don't do it. But he did the lightsaber bit twice, and it was like, come on, again with the lightsaber.
Yeah.
So he snapped, but it was an interesting show because it's a weird concert because you don't know what to do because they're kind of ballady. I like a concert where it fucking kicks in and rocks.
Yeah.
And I'll go to these Pearl Jam shows where there's a ballad, and then there's a political discussion, and then there's a couple of rockers and a cover, and like you feel like you've been through an experience.
Yes.
But this show is just sort of like, all right, well, that's the end. Okay, well, see you later.
Yeah.
So then we leave the garage, and Upper Darby's not a great neighborhood. We're in a
Oh,
garage. There's no lights in the garage, and the car they rented us is missing a headlight,
Oh my God.
which is against the law, by the way.
Uh-huh.
They're renting us a street illegal car.
Yeah.
So we're in traffic, pulling out of the garage. I'm missing my right headlight. No lights on the roof of the garage. It's pitch black. I'm taking a right turn to go around the other cars, and all of a sudden Sarah goes, "There's a median," and I go, "Boom!" I just nail it. It's like there's a curb, like a foot off the ground. No paint, no reflectors. My car lights out. There's no lights, and I just go.
Oh no!
Rental car. I'm not a registered driver. My friend's paying for the car. It's under his name, his credit card. I just fucking destroy the bottom of the car.
No insurance?
I mean, I have insurance, but
But did he get insurance on
no,
the
I didn't get the insurance,
Oh,
which is
boy.
funny because he goes, which is a sucker. You don't get the insurance.
Yeah.
The woman goes, "You want the insurance?" He goes, "No." And she goes, "Why?" He goes, "Because I used to work here." And then she just laughs. So they know it's all a ripoff.
Oh, good to know.
So we pull over, and I'm like, let's see. Oh, my God. We turn the the iPhone flashlight. The whole bottom of the car is all crushed and crumpled. It's crinkled.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. They gave us a car. I shouldn't be talking about this probably just in case it comes back to haunt us. Well, I'll tell you the rest.
fine.
So the headlight is out. So literally, I physically could not see. I'm sober. I'm an excellent driver. I got a great driving record.
Yeah.
And you can't see it. And the thing, we pulled up, the car behind us ended up hitting it as well.
Oh, wow.
And the whole thing is like there's chunks missing, there's paint all over it. You can see it's all beat up.
Yeah.
So like it gets hit all the time. There's
Right.
no lights in the thing. So I'm like, this is not our fault. I'm not paying for this. This is 100% not my fault. I wasn't fucking around. I have a clean record.
Right.
I'm not drinking. I just took the turn. You can't see it. There's no headlight. So then we're nervous. The whole ride home, we're like, all right, we'll tell them this. Maybe they won't see it. Maybe we say this. Maybe we say we'll sue. We talked to Jason's dad, who's a lawyer, who used to be a lawyer, and he's like, yeah, fucking take pictures. We took pictures of everything.
Aha. How bad is the damage?
It's probably like $1,000 of the damage. I mean,
Ah.
if it was my car, I'd just go, fuck. Adds
Right.
personality to it.
Yeah.
Woo. But they're this crazy company. They're going to try to fuck us. So then the whole ride home, it's like a caper. We're like, maybe
Yeah.
we tell them this. Maybe we say this. What do we do
Aha.
about that? So the next morning, I'm taking off from Minneapolis. Jason drives me to the airport. He drops me off. I'm like, okay, good luck. Just whatever. Call me. I'll pay. We'll go split skis. And I'm like, fuck me.
Poor Cantor.
So then he goes, poor Lily. So then he goes to drop off the car. He's very smart. These Jews, they know how to do it.
Uh-huh.
He pulls into the garage. He pulls up tight against the fence.
Oh.
The right side, like a foot away. So if you wanted to look, you'd have to sliver through.
Oh.
He drops it off. He goes, up, here's the car. They go, any problems? And he said he's like shaking. His hands are in his pocket because he didn't want them to see his hand shaking. He's like, nope, it was fine.
Wow.
And they just do a look over the one side and they go, okay, just go in and sign. So he's in there for like 10 minutes waiting. He's trembling, just being like,
Oh,
okay, just get me
wow.
the fuck out of here.
I love it.
So we're just waiting, and finally they're like, hey, did you take the thing? And you know, like, everything
Yes.
gets to you because you're like, hey, you want some coffee? And you're like,
Right.
just give me the fucking, same thing we were talking about earlier. You're like, just get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So finally he signs, they sign, he walks out, calls me, I'm still at the airport waiting to board the plane. He goes, we dodged a bullet. I pulled real close. They didn't see it. So now, once we're out of
Wow.
there,
Good job, Jason.
they've signed off. They're liable. Nope, that happened at the garage. That happened here. Sorry.
Is that how it works?
I mean, they'd have a tough time getting us in court, I think.
Yeah, wow. Well done. I love a caper.
Love a good caper. So I wrecked the bottom of a car, but we got the hell out of there.
That is beautiful. Oh, man, a happy ending. I love it.
It was nerve-wracking, but I didn't feel the guilt because it's that thing of like, this is 100% not my fault. You
Right.
physically cannot see that thing.
Yeah.
It's unpainted, no reflectors. It's 6 inches off the ground. So I was like, fuck, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for this.
Wow, so the guy behind you hit it too. That's
Oh
insane.
yeah, it gets hit constantly. You can tell. It's completely. I mean, like I said, it's a bad neighborhood, so it's not like they don't give a shit. They're just like, here, take the money for the concert, and
Man, that's wild.
man, it was nerve wracking.
I just listened to that Louis bit today about dropping the rental car off.
Oh yeah,
So it's funny you have a rental car story.
my flaw with that bit. I think we've talked about this. Is he's like, yeah, you can just drop off a car. They want their car back.
Right.
They're gonna get their car, but you're like, yeah, but they can charge you $1,000, and you can
true.
afford it because you're a millionaire. So it's
Yeah.
not like some thing like you beat the system.
Right. They have your credit card.
Yeah, I'm sure they were like, okay, yeah, there's a fee of fucking
yeah.
$1,000, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
worth $5 million. So he's like, oh, I don't give a shit.
Right.
So that bit is, it's not that it's flawed, but it's kind of like, well, we can't do that.
That's why I agree with Burr on the Comedians of Cars when he goes, yeah, Seinfeld's like, Burr's like, well, I don't want people to think I'm a dick. And Seinfeld goes, that doesn't matter. And he goes, well, it doesn't matter for you.
Right,
You're Seinfeld.
right.
We're still new.
Right.
We're new in the business. That
Yeah, I
does
wanna be a
matter.
dick.
Yeah.
Boy, my hands are shaking. I haven't eaten.
Oh, boy.
Look at that.
And-
My levels are dropping.
You got another pod after this.
I'm doing Jared Freed's pod. Check that pod. It's also on the network. What's it called again? TMF?
Uh,
TFM.
the frat movement? Total frat move.
Total Frat Move with Jared Freed. Check out these other shows in the network.
Yeah, it's a good network.
I had another one. Did you? What else you got, buddy? You got something else you wanted to talk about?
I don't have much. I mean, the Texas was cool. I had dinner with Schumer, and then I went out to the club alone. She's like, I'm going back. She got me an Uber. I hope she never hears this. I told the Uber guy, drop me off somewhere close to my hotel where I might be able to meet a lady. And he goes, I gotcha.
Oh, wow.
I loved that. It was like this cool black guy, and he dropped me off at this cool bar called shit. I'll never think of it. But man, damn it, I almost had it. Shit. It was on Red River Road, I remember.
Oh.
What the hell? But this place was so fun. I went in. It was a $3 cover, which I love. Mm-hmm. I go in. I get like a gigantic tall boy, and I just sat back. I was probably the oldest guy there.
Wow.
It was just like 18, 19, 21-year-olds just grinding on each other, and sweaty mamas and biker dicks, just going at it.
Yeah.
Like crazy rock music blaring. Very rock culture there in Texas. In New York, I feel like it's more hip-hop. Then you don't feel like that. I feel like everywhere you go, every bar is just blaring hip hop and like.
Oh, okay. I feel like a lot in New York though. It's so hipstery. There's a lot of this like kind of moderny, sad guy rock.
I guess there's that too. That's a good point. But but it was just like rock and roll, sleeveless shirts, zippers and stuff, like almost very 90s grungy kind of.
Yeah.
And just people going at it, just kids having a blast, and I felt so out of place, but I still enjoyed watching it from afar.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
I used to be that kid,
Of course.
and so that was kind of fun. And I hit on like 3 girls and got nothing, then I left.
Right. Yeah. So light week for you with the old puss department.
Yeah, it wasn't great because I was either in Schumer's hotel room or on the road.
Right.
Oh, Barbarella was the name of the bar.
Oh wow, that sounds like a racehorse.
I think it's a movie.
Barbarella?
Yeah,
Like it could be a racehorse too, though.
it could be. Yeah.
Down the final stretch, it's Barbarella.
Right.
bad.
Yeah, that works.
Followed by Cunt Stick
Yeah.
and Christ Lips, or whatever we were saying earlier.
Christ Ice.
Christ Ice.
Yeah.
Oh, Crush Ice, Christ Ice.
There you go.
I want to talk about Chicago real quick. I can't not talk about
Please.
the Laugh Factory.
I love Chicago.
And all those folks at the Laugh Factory. Emily and Ashley and Brian and the other guy. So nice. All fans of the show. And, man, it was awesome. That club is terrific.
Oh yeah.
You got to check out, if you're in Chicago, go to the Laugh Factory. It's an old movie house.
Yes.
It's like a big theater and hot crowds. Saturday night, sold out. And I was so happy they all had me on there. And, boy, there's some lovely gals and big fans of the show. And, man, it was so cool. So I appreciate you guys coming out.
Did you get to hit
and
it?
have me on.
What is it? Millennium Park? Infinity Park? I think it's Millennium Park.
I didn't go to Millennium
Oh,
Park.
it's beautiful. It's their Central Park, and it's got this big bean.
Oh, yeah. I walked by. That's right where the Art Institute is right there. But, it was a little rainy, but I went to the signature room on the 95th floor of the Hancock Tower.
Woo!
One of my favorite buildings. And I went with my friend Emily, who I hadn't seen in years, and we went up there. And just looking over that city, it is a spectacular city.
Unbelievable.
Great comedy town, nice people. I stayed at the Public Hotel. Gulman put me up again, very generous. Beautiful hotel in a beautiful area. I walked along the lake, and I had the injury in my foot, but I just kept walking. I couldn't not walk around.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. I sat and meditated in a church. There's this beautiful
Wow.
church right across the street from the Hancock Tower. All welcome. Churches are cool in that realm. I know people get finger fucked and raped. And
Sure.
There's a lot of wars because of it, but
Yeah.
the basic idea of it is so nice. Of like, let's all gather here. Everyone's welcome, and we'll be thankful. Essentially, is the general idea. And then it gets
Right.
taken over by people being like, we got to take your money, and God will kill you if
Yeah.
you don't give us money. And then,
Big shirtless Jesus is a little off-putting.
yeah, there's some off-putting stuff. But the general idea, and then there's a lot of course, people doing volunteer work and giving
Right.
back to the community,
Right.
organizing through the church. So it's not all bad, I guess. But I sat in there, and basically it was like me and like 3 like sort of homeless people seeking shelter from the weather.
Wow.
But I sat and meditated there for a while, and it was beautiful. They had that music, that
Yes.
It looked like the Home Alone church.
Oh, that's lovely.
I know a kid that got nailed for wearing a sweater with a bird knitted on it.
Oh, really?
No, that's from the movie. I love that movie.
The church is also good too because you never go into church and hear never have to say, "Hey, keep it down, buddy." It's
Yeah.
always quiet. It's
Yeah.
always calm.
It's nice. It's a nice place to just sit if you have some time to kill and you want to just feel good.
You ever been in confession?
No.
Oh, it's brutal.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's terrifying.
I imagine.
I mean, it's just you with a screen and an old guy probably jerking off, going, "What are your sins, my son?"
Right. What's on the screen? They playing anything?
No, it's like a screen, like
a bug.
knit.
Like a bug screen.
Yes.
Aha.
Yes. Because
On a
you can
sunscreen.
kind of see him, but you can't see him.
I see.
I can't believe you're Irish Catholic.
Well, my father's Irish. I'm not Catholic. My
Ah.
father's Catholic. I was technically Protestant, I think, but I never went to church or anything.
Damn.
Yeah, I never went to church or Sunday school or anything. I guess early on we went to Sunday school a little bit, but I never caught on.
Yeah.
But everyone in my family believes in God, but no one goes to church, which is always very strange to me.
Sure.
To believe that there's a God and then not worship Him. I'm like, well, what are you nervous? He's gonna fucking kill you?
Yeah.
If I believed in God, I'd be at church every day of my life. I'd be like, oh my God, thank you. This is crazy. Don't
I would
kill
too.
me.
Yeah.
But what am I gonna do? You know?
Nah, I think you got off easy.
Yep. Oh, I get off easy.
Hey.
All right. Well, we got to wrap it up, buddy boy. I gotta piss.
Jeez.
I'm starving, and we got the other podcast coming in, and we've reached our quota almost.
All right. Well, yeah, you know the drill. Tell a friend.
Yeah. Tell friends.
Yeah, subscribe. Start quoting us around town, and we got shirts on the way, folks.
Yes. Oh, and hashtag on Instagram. Let's get these hashtag going. Hashtag Tuesdays with Stories. If you meet us, you take a picture, throw a hashtag Tuesdays with Stories. We want to start a groundswell movement.
Yes.
Groundswell. That's a term, right?
That works. Yeah, come on up from the woodwork. Come to every club. Check our website. We got our dates on there. We're coming to a town near you. We're all over this goddamn land.
Yeah, Stand Up New York. We got some shows together February 20th in Philadelphia.
Yes.
At the University of Pennsylvania.
Also, January 29th in Providence. Is it Providence? No, Boston.
No, I think it's up in it's on the outskirts, Marlboro or something like that.
Yeah,
we gotta
yeah.
figure it out, but hit us up. And that's a big fundraiser show. And I got my uncle's fire department fundraiser coming up in March, and we got big things happening. And we're trying to do the best shows we can, and we appreciate the support. And call in, write us, email us at tuesdayswithstories@gmail. We haven't got one of those in a while.
Oh, yeah.
And we read them and we appreciate them, and we love hearing from you.
Yeah, come on out. We'll get Chipotle together. Fuck it. We'll take some photos. We'll have a shot. Well, I will.
Ooh. I don't want to be eating with these people.
Oh, good point. Bring Chipotle.
Bring us Chipotle. No, I'm kidding. I'll eat with you. I'll eat with any of you. You're all fucking nuts. I love you. We'll go to the titty bar.
Yeah, and we love all races. Gotta go.
All races and all genders. No, I told you I was in D.C. We had 4 black fans.
I love it.
I love it.
Yes.
Why is it that the approval of a black person means so much to us?
I guess it's the history.
Is it the history?
Yeah, probably.
But I didn't live any history.
I know, but it's the skin color.
I don't know. I think they're just cooler than us. I think it's just time to admit that
That's a
black
given.
people are cooler than us.
Yeah, that's got to be exhausting. Or maybe it's in the bones.
I think it's in the bones.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, there you go.
bones. All right. We love you. We'll see you
Take it
later.
easy.